Hi friends, this is Roberta from Roberta's Artistic Adventures. I'm in our backyard. I was just going to do a quick video and show you what our backyard is looking like so far. So I'm going to turn the camera around. We have a bunch of fruit trees. This one is an apricot. It's called the Mormon apricot tree. And I'm not sure what all the rest of them are. She takes the tags off of them. This is a pawpaw. I think she has another one. I think this third one is also a pawpaw. This is one of our raised flower beds. We have a bunch of strawberry plants. We had them in here last year, so the really large ones are from the plants we had planted the last 2 years. And they have little tiny starts that have come from the little suckers, or whatever you call those, the runners, not the suckers but the runners. These are these are milkweed plants, which are for monarch butterflies. And right here we have such a huge clusters because the milkweed seed pod was planted down in the ground. She did that for whatever reason, I don't know. And so we have a bunch of them here. This one is a white mulberry tree. And it's been here, this is the 3rd year. In the first 2 years it was not doing good at all. She was going to dig it up. And I said, leave it, leave it, leave it. She did. It's doing great now. She has a bunch of fruit trees, like I said. I don't know what they all are. Some of them I do. This one here is a persimmon. This one here is a honeycrisp. This here behind is all of our elderberry. You can see how tall those are. It's our 3rd year with those. And in each of these long rows, this one has a black fabric on it. This row hasn't got it yet. We just had it tilled. And this one we went and bought a truckload of cow and horse manure and moved it over here and then raked it through the dirt and then had a friend come over and till it for us. This is a fig, and so is the one right here. And they're not doing good, but they are starting to get some little growths at the bottom. And we also have some wild blackberry or raspberry that are coming up. And so we have them along sometimes where the trees are growing. And just real quick, my daughter also bought, I think, 800 feet of these little tiny garden lights. And so she is wrapping them up in the tree, so at night when it's dark we can turn it on and come out here and it's going to be beautiful. So this is what the orchard looks like when you look at it from this angle. Here's the first row, and we haven't planted anything on this one yet. And these here are cattle panel with our grapevines, and I'll go over there in a minute. But this is the first row of our orchard trees. And some of them are grafted trees called fruit cocktail, which means they'll grow up to 6 different types of stone fruit. But we've been having trouble with them because the kind that were sent to us, even though she paid $150 a piece for them, they did not send us the quality ones, and so she's had to cut them back to get them to grow the right way. This here is a tree stump of a tree that used to be this here. This is the first part, or the very last part that had got cut off, and I rolled it over here. I was going to roll it all the way back behind my shabbin. She told me, no, 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 don't do that, Mom. But this tree used to be tall as a house, and now it's cut down. She wanted to cut it down because she wanted to be able to grow stuff in the garden, and it would have shaded the whole yard, and things that needed more sun wouldn't have had it. She and I planted this one not last night, 2 nights before. We were working on planting, and so this one here has a bunch of flowers. And these 2 rows have tomato or fruits and veggies along there. Along each of these welded wire fences are the golden berries, raspberry, and blackberry. And they've been doing really good. They've been growing up really tall and leaning over back into the ground and replanting themselves. And so we do have some little starts coming up. Here's some more that we need to plant. This one here actually has some that are doing the best in growth. And then we also have these blueberry plants right along the side here. And I'm going to walk over here real quick. This blueberry plant, not doing so good. The blueberry plants were not doing good at all. This is, again, the third year. This one is finally starting to take off. That one didn't make it. This one's doing better. This is a hummingbird plant, as is this one, and these are a vining plant. Look at our blackberries and raspberries. They got some beautiful little flowers. I don't remember what this plant is, but you can see it's starting to come up down there at the root, as is this one. More berry plants. Look how beautiful. I want to show you how thick the base of these are. That's how happy these are. Look how thick that is compared to my finger. This is very thick, very healthy, very happy plant. It's from the first year. And then all these outshoots and other growths since then. Gonna have so much fruit. Look at all this. This is a second tree we cut down. And we did not hire a company to cut these trees down. We actually did it ourselves. My daughter Bethany had all of us help her while she was cutting this one down. She'd start cutting the branches from the very top. They fall down, and we would cut them up and move them. Sometimes we'd take turns and go up there and cut the branches. So we got that cut down by ourselves, and she did most of this one by herself. This here is our potato bed. It's got a lot of potato plants. One part did not come up at all. And then this part here, we even have an onion plant because my granddaughter went into my room and found the part of my bedroom that's also a kitchen. She found a bag of onions and decided, hey, I'm going to plant those in the potato patch. So we'll see what comes up from there. This is the other end of that stretch of black fabric where we've planted the various flowers and veggies and fruits, because tomatoes are actually a fruit. It's a pretty long length. And on this half, which is not yet done, she has a bunch of these cherry bushes, and she's been wanting to dig them up for 2 years, but I think she's going to try one more year and leave them. Look at these cute little teeny tiny flowers. I don't know if you can see that pretty red flower right there. But look at all the little berries on there. They're tiny, and then they get ripe and turn red. And I don't remember what kind of berry plant this is, but it's a berry plant. And here's another one like it. I think we have another one somewhere else too. And these plants are leaning over this direction because we have the wind that comes from this direction and blows over here. But also, you can see how heavy these are with the berries. And the weight of the berries is making them lay down as well. So over here is my shabin. And we are going to make part of this area back here for the dogs, for the dog run. But I do have some plants. This is some elderberry over here. that had broken off from the big branches by the side of the house. It broke off and was out in the yard for about 2 days. I pulled it out and stuck it in the ground to grow it. It's doing good. It's really happy. There should be a bunch of morning glory coming up over here as well. We put the cattle panel up here to close this off to the neighbor's driveway. And this is going to be, like I said, part of the dog run. A lot of the logs and wood back here are from the trees that we cut down. And it's supposed to be firewood for this part of our backyard, which is a hammock ring around a fire ring. And the hammock ring can hold 7 hammocks. And then the fire ring, we just burn fire and have fun sitting out here and visiting with our friends and family and talking. This is the other side of the garden, and this one here is a white mulberry, and this is also a white mulberry. We still have to put the black fabric here and on the rest of this one so that we can plant more fruits and veggies. I'm not sure which one we're going to be putting the cantaloupe and watermelon in, but all 4 of these had cantaloupe and watermelon last year. The fencing is actually cattle panel from when I had my homestead, and then she wanted me to come move in over here with her, so I brought my cattle panel and we've used it to set up fencing all around. And we haven't finished, but we need to go all the way up to the front and finish it up through here. So on the cattle panel, which I love using cattle panel for fencing and for making coops and all kind of other things, we put it up for fencing because it's great for vining plants, and we have a lot of grapes. Look at this little tiny baby cluster. It's going to be delicious when we have some grapes, if the birds don't get them. The birds tend to get them. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in there. There we go. I am also hoping that the morning glory will come back because they've dropped a lot of seeds along in here. And so have a lot of the flowers we had. And we have not had a chance to go through here and get rid of the creeping Charlie and all the other weeds and stuff to be able to put some flowers in. We did go to someone's house and dig up a bunch of little grape hyacinth and planted it, so you can see some of the grape hyacinth here with these really, let's see, these really interesting seed here. These stems like this, the grouping, that cluster, that's a grape hyacinth, and this is the part that had the flowers. And they're over here too, because this is also where I had planted some of them in this raised garden bed. So there are some of those plants here and all the way down through the rest of this raised garden bed. Mostly a lot of grape. This is the 3rd year for our grape. Sorry, I'm not trying to make anybody dizzy. I apologize. And this last 16-foot section of the cattle panel, I'm out all that time, I'm sorry. This 16-foot section here was the part that had the maypop, which is also known as passion flower. And they're not coming up this year, so I'm not sure when they're going to be coming up. Bethany did plant some of her flowers. And then we also had planted, like I said, some of those grape hyacinth, which is what these are. So I'm not sure what's going to be coming up in here, but we're hoping we're going to get some more of the passion flower, the maypop. This is one of the fruit trees she really cut down. And this is a fruit cocktail with peach, plum, It has 2 types of peach and 1 type of plum, or 2 grafts of peach and 1 graft of plum. And this is another of the same thing. Let's see what this one is. The black Tartarian cherry. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. This is, like I said, some of the volunteer berry plant. I believe it's the blackberry. And I'm not sure what this tree is. She really went to town cutting this one down. And it's doing really good now. Sometimes you have to do that when they're not doing so good. This is our other raised garden bed. And we have some kind of a type of clover. I'm not sure what that is. Some bulb plants. I'm not sure. Those look like they're probably the tulips that she had gotten. These are some potato plants. We had potato plants planted in here last year. And the leftover potatoes started growing by themselves this year. Well, volunteers. The purple and the white are Elysium. And mostly in here, you will see a bunch more strawberry. See marigold. Not sure what these are, but they're beautiful. They almost look like the start of an iris, but I'm not sure. She didn't remember what it was. And so these strawberries are strawberry sorts she planted this year. So they weren't really put out much this year, but, oh, and this is a bleeding heart she planted this year. But look at these strawberries. These are the strawberry sorts we had planted last year. And they're really happy. They're taking off. Some really beautiful flowers, some mint. Lavender, a couple of rose bushes. The side of my cabin, got my old birdhouse up there. My grape plant. This is some daffodil. It's not doing so good because it's in a pot and I need to take them out. This is some Virginia creeper. Love the plant. It's a vining plant, so it'll grow if I put it on something. This is my catalpa tree, which butterflies will lay their eggs, and as they turn into caterpillars, you can catch them and take them to go fishing. That's what a catalpa tree is pretty well known for with fishermen and women, because they like to go fishing and they like something to catch the fish with. This is my new hibiscus plant. And let's see, I can't remember if I got the red or the pink one. Let me turn it around. I love hibiscus. It's a red one. It's called rose mallow. It has a very large flower, as you can see. And then that's what these are. These are dinner plate hibiscus. And if you look in the back, you can see where, let me zoom in. Sorry. You can see here where they've been cut down. And so when you cut them down, the following year they will putting out new shoots, which is what this one and this one is. So far this one only has 2 starts. So I'm hoping I'll get a few more. One of my little benches, my table. We got a lot of projects going on. She buys a lot of plants and then forgets to plant them. So these guys over here are crying out for someone to care enough about them to plant them. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get out here and plant some more. This here is some more of the remainder of the elderberry from last year, from that one I told you that broke off. There were actually a couple. And so that one's taken off pretty well. Lots of other plants over here. Under this bench, there's some more of that dinner plate hibiscus. And you can see I have one coming up right here in the center of my camera. It looks kind of like a helicopter seed, but it's this one. And so I'm hoping I'll get more than just that one. Dirt pile, our mulch pile. My granddaughter's cat with an attitude, Miss Athena. More fruit trees. And so this is our garden. I hope you enjoyed seeing what it's up to. It's very lush and green, very happy. This here is some honeysuckle. So we're really looking forward to filling this up with more fruits and veggies. We're getting a bunch of butterflies and bees and all kind of critters over here enjoying. We have a bunch of birds that come in already. Anyway, if you enjoyed watching my video, just give me a thumbs up, leave me a nice comment, and subscribe if you'd like. Share if you would like to share the video. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching.